Detroit before he came.
Oh, fuck my face. My bad.
Dombrowski is the Phillies general manager.
That's who I was thinking. Yeah, Phillies. God damn it, Carl. So, yeah. Either way, I'm going Javi Baez, Detroit. I think he's going to be the AL MVP. NL MVP, I'll lead it. Listen, it's going to hurt a lot of Red Sox fans because he's near and dear to my heart. Still represent his jerseys occasionally. Mookie Betts, LA Dodgers. I think it's a breakout year for Mookie. Not that he needs to break out. I mean, the guy's only like a 6-time All-Star, but I mean, who's counting? So I'm going to go Mookie Betts is going to be your NL MVP. I do believe the Dodgers make it back to the World Series, but I do believe they get beat in the championship because they're clutch for doing that. And so Mookie Betts, your NL MVP. So Big D, who you got for the NL?
I think Soto from the Nationals.
Oh yeah,
that's my prediction.
He went back to the Nationals, right? Like where was he before? Did he ever leave?
No.
I got to really get my shit together with baseball. Well,
either
way,
my MVP for the National League.
Yeah, I appreciate you clarifying. I was confused. Big Mike, who you got?
I am going to stay with your thought on the Dodgers, but I'm going to say Freddie Freeman.
Yo, I was thinking Freddie, but I'm like...
That lineup is too deep, and he's going to have a lot of opportunities.
I know. That lineup is crazy. That's like a roided baseball team right there. I mean, like...
I was upset because I love the Red Sox, but the Braves are near to my heart, too.
Yeah.
I was upset when they let him go, but wasn't complaining when they brought in Matt Olson. So
yeah, Dodgers are stacked. I mean, just unbelievably stacked. I just like Mookie, man. I just think like it really depends, right? Because like a lot of MVPs they win because home runs and all that. But I look at Mookie and think like he's one of the best all around players. Like defensively, offensively, gets good hits. He's not going to put up 50 home runs. He could probably put up 40. But, yeah, I mean, that's not a bad pick either. My underground pick was going to be George Springer in Toronto. I just think, like, George could have a really, like, a monster year because last year he was just hurt. Like, that was his one thing. He just couldn't stay on the field. So
I'll give you an underground pick for the National League. I like Chris Bryant in Colorado.
Yeah.
Especially with the altitude.
Yeah, that's a sexy pick. Hard park to hit a home run in, but... all right, so let's move on. Let's talk Cy Young. So, give me your AL Cy Young winner. Don, we'll start with you. And I swear to Christ, if you fucking say Garrett Cole, I'm gonna lose my mind.
That's what I was actually gonna predict. Garrett Cole. But I mean, we got forgot. Just hopefully he figured out last year. I mean, obviously he cheated, so I think he figured out this year and he's gonna come back strong.
Why don't you, like, for every category, Silver Slugger, like, why don't you just give me your, like, every player in the Yankee roster? Big Mike, who you got? I should have known better to ask him who's going to be the AL Cy Young. You know you got to answer for the NL Cy Young, and I just want to let you know they can't be on the Yankees. That's not how this works. So Big Mike, let me get, who's your comeback player of the year? Trevino? So, Big Mike, over to you, man.
I would say, I have a toss-up. I know, I pick one, but my toss-up is between Ohtani and I kind of like Greinke going back to the Royals.
Yeah. I thought of Ohtani. I was like, you know what? He won AL MVP last year for his bat. Like, imagine him as a pitcher. And, like, could that happen? And honestly, I could see it happening just with, like, how baseball shapes up. So I think we're on the same page because I was actually also thinking him. I'm gonna say a sleeper to not sleep on is Jose Barrios in Toronto. He had a rough 21, but he was on an underperforming Twins team. So last year he went 12-9 with a 3.52 ERA. They got a lot more juice. They got a lot more power. They play in a better stadium in Toronto. I think he could easily be a breakout in the AL. Obviously, he doesn't need to DH, and not that he DH'd in Minnesota, but I'm just going to say it real quick. Jose Barrios is a name to keep your eye on. I like him a lot in Toronto, and I told you before I like that team a lot. So, I'll start out with the NL just because Don's probably got to have some time to think now that he has to look up someone else's roster other than the Yankees. But
Probably somebody with the Mets.
yeah, you're right. I'm going to stay with the Mets in the NL, and I'm going to say that Max Scherzer wins the National League Cy Young, and that'll be great because I think this will be Max's third Cy Young on two different teams. But last year, I mean, listen, he went 15-4 with a 2.46 ERA. I think this year, with the fact that they got Alonso, J.D. Davis, Lindor, Marte, Nemo, plus you got Jacob deGrom when he comes back, like, this team is built to win now. This team is built for success. He's not getting any younger, but he still has a lot of juice on that fastball. So I'm going to say Max Scherzer is your NL Cy Young. And my opinion, just being, a homer like Don over there, I'm going to say he should be a 20-game winner. That's my take. That's my opinion. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. But, Don, I'll kick it to you, man. Who is your NL Cy Young?
Originally, I was going to say DeGrom, but since he's going to start on the injury list, I'm going to go with a long shot and go Corbin Burns from Milwaukee Brewers as a Cy Young. I think he steps
You like the
up.
Brewers this year.
I think he steps up since DeGrom is hurt.
That's fair, man. That's an underground pick. That's not a homer pick. I'm proud of you. What about you, Big Mike?
I'm gonna say probably, again, going on a loaded team. I kind of like Walker Buehler.
Yes, Walker fucking Buehler. Love it. I love that pick. Another, again, Dodger. Super good team. A lot of run support. Honestly, like, in my opinion, every Dodger pitcher, they could have a 5.0 ERA and they'd still probably win 20 games.
Trevor Bauer.
Except for Trevor Bauer. Right. Listen, okay, you don't have to beat him down. He's beating enough. Okay. So, still making money. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty excited for baseball to start back up next week. Actually, it's this week, so I can't wait. Let's just do a real quick prediction. Give me your World Series preview real quick. On the fly, totally off script. Who's making the World Series if you had to pick right now?
If I had to pick right now, I would say Dodgers, Blue Jays.
Okay. Don?
I'm going to say the Dodgers. I was going to go with the Blue Jays, but I'm going to go with the long shot. I'm going to say the Yankees get some trades.
Shocker. Yeah, Trevino's really he's gonna bring him. I get it, dude.
I think the Yankees and Dodgers.
All right, that's
go
fair.
Yankees.
All right. I'm going to go totally off script. I'm going to go a totally different route here. I'm going to say I will go with the Rays and the Phillies. So I'm going to go Rays, Phillies. I think it'll be a repeat of the World Series a few years back, but I do think the Rays will actually give out championship rings that are earned this year. So I'm going to say your Rays are going to be your World Series champs. I love the makeup of the Rays. I love what they do, the style they play. I love Kevin Cash, their manager. Phillies, obviously Bryce coming off an MVP year. Another strong campaign coming up for him this year. So that's my pick. I'm going to say your Rays are going to be your 2022 World Series champions. Just real quick on the Rays. I went down to the Rays last year. I saw the Rays play Toronto down at Tropicana. First of all, beautiful stadium. Top notch. Very nice. No bad seats in Tampa. My bad. Excuse me.
Yeah, because they're all empty.
Yeah. That too. But so I was rocking my Toronto gear, which, just so everyone knows, I'm a Red Sox fan, but I do have a Toronto jersey because I like the jersey, right? So I'm the only Toronto Blue Jay fan in Tampa, and I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. I'm like, "Fuck you, Tampa!" Right? Well, anyways, their mascot comes over and shows me a ring on his finger, and I'm like, "What the fuck is that for?" And so when I read the ring, it says AL champions. So they gave a ring to Tampa Bay players for winning the AL pennant. And I was just like, "Is that where we're at now? Now you get, like, if you're a runner-up, now you get a championship ring." Because if that's the case, we might as well give the last place team a fucking ring. So it's like, hey, at least you tried. Here's your championship ring. It's got no diamonds. It's only cubic zirconia. So that's my opinion, at least. That's my opinion. But yeah, I will tell you this, Tropicana, if you haven't been, when you're in Florida, try to catch a game. Gorgeous stadium. I got to see Steven Matz ball out. So Toronto ended up winning that game. They smacked them. It was nice. All right. It wouldn't be sports if we don't talk NBA. So season's winding down. Some key games on the slate tonight. LA on an elimination game without LeBron. Do they win?
No.
Big D.
I say no.
I say no too. Clear across the board. I think your LA Lakers are boom gone from the postseason. Toodles. Brings us on. 76ers, Milwaukee, both in action tonight. As Celtics fans, we need both to lose to keep pace. Because they got 30 losses, we got 30 losses. So, 76ers play the Pacers, and Milwaukee plays the Bulls. Do both walk out of their gyms with a win tonight?
No.
Okay, who loses and why? So 76ers against the Pacers
Bucks.
Or the Bucks against the Bulls?
I think the Bucks are going to lose to the Bulls.
Bucks lose to the Bulls?
Yeah.
Okay, I could see it. Big D?
I think, unfortunately, Milwaukee and the Sixers both win tonight.
Okay, way to be negative about it on the show. Appreciate that. Love the positivity coming out. Listen, I'm going to say the 76ers win because, let's be real, they're playing the Pacers. But I will say I'm going to follow Mike here. I do believe Milwaukee will lose to the Bulls tonight. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Because as a Celtics fan, I want to see them in that 2 seed at least. We got to keep pace with Miami. We got the Bulls coming up. We got the Bucks coming up. So it's important for us to really just make sure that we close out the season strong. But I do want to talk a little bit about the playoffs because we are going into the playoffs. So I'd like to kind of see what you guys think as far as who do you guys have coming out of the East, and what's your NBA championship look like? So Mike, I'll revert to you here. Who do you like coming out of the East this postseason?
I think the East is pretty much wide open. If we can make it past, the Celtics, make it past the first round, we get Time Lord back, and I think that will help us out a lot. But it all depends on who we play. The play-in tournament.
Yeah.
I'd say Brooklyn would scare me, but now that Simmons is done for the year, he's not playing anymore. Even in the playoffs, he's not playing, and they're kind of hit and miss on their defense. So the only thing I am questioning is if the Celtics have to go to Toronto, because you don't know if. Hate to bring it up, you don't know if the entire Celtics team is vaccinated. And if they're not, they can't play.
I heard that report. I heard that story coming out.
If you're not vaccinated, you cannot play in Toronto.
Yeah, which definitely sucks. So Don,
especially if it was Brown or Tatum.
I know. Those are my dudes. Those are my boys. Big D, we'll go to you real quick, man. Who do you see coming out of the East? Or actually, let's go back to Mike real quick because he didn't give me a winner. But Mike, who do you see in the NBA Finals out of the East? Gut pick.
Bucks.
Okay, Bucks back. Respectable. Big D. So, real quick, on the cuff, who you got going to the NBA Finals out of the East?
I would say Brooklyn.
Brooklyn? Okay, let's not pretend. God damn, you in New York. All right, that's fair.
I was going to say Orlando.
Where do you I guess like, what do you like about Brooklyn that you don't like about any other team?
I think this Kyle is just too, and Kevin Durant's just too hard to stop. Nobody can guard him. He's going to score his points no matter what. I just think he is unguardable.
You sound like Shaq back in the 90s, early 2000s when he had Kobe. Yeah, Kobe played his game.
Who else is on that team?
On what team?
Brooklyn.
They had Kyle Irving. They came back. But he can still play now.
Kyrie.
Yeah, I was wondering who the fuck Kyle was. I was like, Kyle Irving? Like, shit, is that Trevino's brother?
It is.
Shit. Yeah, listen, I'm going to go Homer here. I do like Boston. Like, I'm telling you right now, first of all, I think these last couple of months we've been playing our best ball. Very good defensively. We got to tighten that shit up with Rob Williams being out. But as soon as we get him back, the only team that scares the piss out of me is Miami. Because, Miami's sound defensively, and they just have a good team. I mean, they have Tyler Hero, who can really shoot the rock. Duncan Robinson, who's phenomenal at threes. Doesn't play great defense, but he's good. He's a good sixth man for short. Super streaky shooter. Two-way player in Butler. And then you can't forget Bam. So that's